Hey everybody, it's been far too long since we've had one of these, so by popular demand, here's the conclusion of the How to Record Heavy Drums series. Let's take a look at room mics. Wow, does time fly when you're doing 4 videos a week? Now, a lot of you guys have been asking for this, so here you go. Room mics have sort of baffled me for ages. Really, they're a bit of a pain in the ass, to be truthful. I have tried and tried to get my room mics sounding great for ages. And I mean, like, I've thrown $3,000 Neumann mics at the problem and come up with absolutely nothing. Don't get me wrong, I've got a nice little drum room, but the problem is it's a little drum room, like 10 feet by 14 feet little. Generally, the bigger the room, the better the sound. Well, that and room design and acoustic treatment, of course, those play an awful big factor in the overall sound. But if you want to set up room mics, it's pretty much a 3-person operation. 1 person to play the drums, 1 person to move the mic, and you calling the shots in the control room. Generally, I'll have the drummer play a very simple beat and have an assistant move the mic around. When he finds a good spot, I'll yell at the drummer to stop playing, and then the assistant automatically knows to stop moving the mic around. Pretty simple stuff. Once you've located that sweet spot, grab your duct tape and put a great big X on the floor so you know exactly where to replace the mic in case it gets bumped or moved or whatnot. And you're good to go. Now, like I said, I have dicked around with many different mics for the room, but it wasn't until earlier this year that I found something that actually worked pretty well. And that microphone is the Apex 210 large diaphragm ribbon. You guys know the mic I'm talking about. It's that great big Chinese cheapo ribbon mic. It actually sounds pretty freaking good. In the US, they are called the Nady RSM2 mic, and you can find them on Amazon in about 30 seconds, and there's actually a link in the description below. Now, these are really good mics for very little money, like they're only 150 bucks each. And after playing with top-of-the-line large diaphragm condensers, SM7s, small diaphragm ribbons, and just about anything else that I could throw at the problem, I have finally settled on these. I originally started with a mono mic, but I soon added a second, and that's when I knew I had a winner. The trick is to set these mics up in an XY stereo pattern, and you aim these at the corners behind the drum set and not actually at the drum set. That way you're picking up the reflected sounds and not the initial sounds. I've got mine out in front of the kit about 6-7 feet and right about the same height as the snare drum. How well does this setup work? Let me pull up the Iron Maiden type mix we did for the bias demo last week. Check out the full mix. So what's going on here? Let's solo up the room mics with no effects. And when I engage the effects, you can hear the room mic pumping on the snare. Now, this is actually intentional. When you're recording drums for metal, cymbal wash is a big factor because drummers just love to hammer the shit out of those things. But you can, and with room mics, you can only turn them up so loud without being completely blown away by all that cymbal noise. So the trick here is to have the room mics compressed pretty hard, but I also have them triggered by the snare drum to drop the volume about 7 dBs when the snare isn't being played. This kills the cymbal wash, but it pops the mic up long enough just to add a little ambience to the snare sound. And this has worked out pretty well for me. I even used this to great effect with the Drumatom demo. Because if you're going to be doing some heavy duty leakage control on your close mics, you'll want to use room mics as a way to capture the whole story, and then you can play the mics off each other and balance them as you see fit. The end results are nothing short of amazing. Remember guys, when you're dealing with live drums, it's not just any one source that makes the sound, it's how you combine the sources to create a whole, and that makes your sound. And that's what the next series is going to be, how to mix heavy drums. We're going to take a look at the traditional methods that I've been using, combined with the new software solutions that have been coming out recently, like Drum Leveler and Drumatom. Because these have solved a lot of common long-time issues that have been a thorn in the side of sound engineers for years. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks for your support. Hit me up on Patreon if you want more videos like this. I'll see you in the next series.